and we're going to get started. So you can see I'm already in Designs in Command. For anybody in the class or anybody watching the video, just remember Google Chrome is always the best way to get into Command, and we like to come into an incognito window. We can do that both through shortcuts or clicking the three dots in the upper right corner, choosing the third option, New Incognito Window, or Control-Shift-N on a PC, and there's also a shortcut on a Mac. You do not have to do that every time, one. Two, if you're in another browser or you're not in an incognito window and you run into an issue, that could be the problem. So let's go ahead and try Google Chrome Incognito first before we think something's completely wrong that can't be fixed. That being said, once we log in to agent.kw.com, we are going to come on into Command and log in. Come down to our third from last applet, which is Designs. If you ever forget what these are, you can hover. You can also click the white KW on the red background to pop this out and see what applet you're going into. Okay. All right. So if you've not yet made a design, you may not see anything where my design templates are. This would be blank. I, however, have made a lot of designs, so that is why they are showing up here. And before we go any further, I want to address if there's anybody who's looking for something specific so I can make sure that I hit that today. Does anybody have something specific they want to see in designs today? No? All right, good deal. So first thing, when you're in designs, we are going to create a new design by clicking the plus button in the lower right corner of the screen. We're going to choose what type of design that we want to make today. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a social design. If this was going to be for a listing, I can import photos and text from a listing, or I can just click next. And it's going to take me into Designer, essentially. Designer with a Y instead of an I is the system that is powering our designs in Command. There is a mobile app, so if you ever want to, it's not, you know, I always prefer to make designs on my computer. However, sometimes we might need to edit something. You can download Designer on your phone, log in with your Command credentials, and use Designer on your phone or tablet. Okay. So that being said, once I've clicked create, that I'm going to create a social design, you can see it takes me into a little slightly different looking ecosystem. I lose all of my applets from Command over here on the left-hand side, and I am in here with my templates, my designs, which are things I've already designed. And the first thing I want to touch on is our brand assets. So again, to get to your brand assets, you're going to go to Designs, go to create a new design. And then once you get into this ecosystem, you will see brand assets at the top. This will make your life a lot quicker if you can take a moment to come into your brand assets. This is my actual color palette that I use for most of my marketing. I created that. You can also create multiple color palettes if you're going to, you know, have a holiday color palette or a summer color palette, then you could do that. You can also upload fonts. So if you have a specific font that you want to use for your branding, it does need to be in one of the formats listed here in this gray box, and then you will be able to actually upload that font here. You do have to own the font. Okay. We can create a new color palette or upload a new font here on the right hand side. We can also go to our logos. I work in 2 market centers if you didn't know that. One is Keller Williams Realty Elite in Winston-Salem, and the other is Keller Williams of Greensboro. So I have folders. I can actually click add a folder if I needed to make a different folder in here. And that way I can have all of my KW Elite logos here. I can pop back and have all of my KW Greensboro logos here. So it makes it a lot easier. If anybody's been around for a while, I don't believe I know you, Kathy, personally yet. when we first got designs, we could only upload like 2 logos. And when you design as much stuff as I do, that's not great, because I wanted clear backgrounds, and I wanted black and white, and I wanted full colors. And so I had to switch them out every time. This gives you the ability to upload as many logos as you want. So the next piece is smart text. Things that you have to type a lot that you would prefer not to type. That's my app code, my website that I've built for you guys, my phone number, my bio, etc. Right? So that's my agent website, my email address, and you can actually just create a new field. What is it for? Say you're trying to build a huge Instagram following, then you could actually put your Instagram tag right there and click save. Welcome, Jennifer. So we can add smart text as much as you would like to add here. Images. I do a lot of stuff with Winston-Salem, as I have been with their market center for going on 5 years now. So sometimes I need photos of leadership, so I've popped them into here in my images. We can add elements from our devices, Google Drive, Dropbox. We can even add videos. So if you are somebody who is getting really into doing video, you can actually upload your videos here by adding a video with a YouTube link, and you can pop that into any design that you're making, like an email would be a great example of that. And we can also upload files. So does anybody have any questions about brand assets, why they're so important? Make sure that you take the time to go get this set up for yourself, because it will make your life easier. If everybody's good, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Awesome. So I'm going to come back over here into templates. So you saw that I did have my brand assets already set up. So say that I wanted to just do some lead generation. I can come down here and make social stories, social wide, social squares, right? So you have all the different formats laid out. And for anybody who has done previous marketing, we used to have to look up what size is a Facebook cover image, what size is an Instagram story, and we had to resize all of our images. KW has already done that for us, which is great. We can advertise our websites. We have some holiday greetings that were nice earlier in the season. I'm sure that we'll have some stuff coming up that we can use, some Valentine's, some St. Patrick's Day. We'll start getting added in here. And what KW is doing with the designs that they're building for us is they are actually monitoring what we're using and giving us more of that, and anything we're not using, they're taking it away and putting less of that out there, so we don't have to trudge through as much stuff. So they are monitoring what we're using. You can highlight a client testimonial, make event invitations, right? So there's lots of stuff that you can do. Wish people happy birthday and happy home anniversary on Facebook, y'all. If it's not on Facebook, it doesn't count. Everybody knows that. Yes, you need to call them, and you need to post it on Facebook, because everybody likes public adoration, right? So let's give that to them. We can even go with some I love KW. We can look at no one succeeds alone. Is that what I'm wearing? Nope, I'm wearing winning every day today. That's okay. I also have a red t-shirt that says no one succeeds alone. So I love all of this stuff. A lot of this is geared at when you're making a move from another company to this company, or if you're just a new agent. You could also use a lot of this for recruiting purposes, right? Not recruiting per se, but sharing the gift of KW with agents from other companies is a great thing for them and a great thing for you to build your profit share, right? You want to build that downline. You can use some of these designs for that. So that being said, I'm going to go into a neighborhood snapshot. Okay. So this is something that you could share if you are really trying to push Buena Vista and Winston-Salem. I'm just going to throw out an example. And you're really into doing the stories. then this is kind of the shape that you're going to want, right? I like this double-sided. So I'm going to go ahead and click use in the upper right corner. It is going to open up that design for me. Get a little bit of caffeine here, keep us going. Now, here's our design. So this takes a little getting used to, but it's not that bad. Anything that we want to change, we're going to click before we take action. So you'll see when I clicked on the KWDBA name, it popped up my assets over here, right? And so I can actually click replace logo and it will replace it like that. You could also just delete what was there and click and it's going to pop it in. So see how nice that transparent background looks? I can resize it, make it a little bit smaller. This text here, I just want to change, I'm double clicking in and I can change it to Buena Vista. If you're in Winston-Salem, it is Buena Vista, not Buena Vista, no matter how much you want it to be Buena Vista. So we're going to pop that in there. Okay. Everybody feeling good on this? I can also come up here to my images. I have my headshot here with no background. I can add in my headshot. Can drag it down here to the bottom. Here's where those branding assets come into play. Can click on text and click on my assets. So here's all of my contact information. So if I click on my name, it popped it in here, but if I'm going to put it on this black background, I really don't want the text to be black. So I can come up here and change that text. That box is still selected. Drag it over, make it bigger like that, or I can make it bigger up here with the font size. So it just takes some getting used to how you drag and drop things around, but you can see how much easier it is to not have to type your phone number and name and all of that data, especially if you're looking at your bio, you have to go somewhere and copy it. This makes it a lot easier for you to brand yourself quickly. Pull that over, pop in my email, stretch it out, drop that there, right? So that's not too bad when you have your stuff in your branding assets already. So now, as far as this piece goes, you want to click on this. This is actually your snapshot, right, of a neighborhood. And we are going to come over to the left-hand side, and this time we're going to click on KWLS. That is taking us into the Keller Williams listing system. Now, if this was a flyer for a listing, I could pull up an individual listing, right? I can get all the pictures from the listing, text that came out of the MLS, and put that in there. But in this instance, we are doing a snapshot. So actually switch over to snapshots. And remember, if the neighborhood does not exist in next door, it does not exist in the Keller Williams ecosystem. Okay. So I want to search by neighborhood name. You could also search by a postal code. All right. So if that neighborhood doesn't exist, you could search by the postal code and search. If you don't see what you're looking for, there's a whole lot of Buena Vistas, other places, right? But there's only one Buena Vista here in Winston-Salem. So we can expand that search a little bit more, drill down, and there we go. This is the one I'm looking for. So I'm going to click this drop down. It is going to populate those snapshots for me, maybe. There we go. And so what shape am I going after is the story shape. So I'm going to take this one. I've got this highlighted in my design. I'm going to come over to the left and click replace. It'll take it a second to load. And there we go, right? So now you have your snapshot from Buena Vista branded to yourself. I'm going to actually drop this down a little bit lower. Personal preference there. I couldn't see it because of my Zoom window. And I'm actually going to make my name a little bit bigger. Not that much bigger. There we go. You can change out these fonts. I can click on my name here, come up, got tons of fonts, y'all. Right? Oswald's one I use quite a bit. You see you get several options with how bold that looks. So I can actually change my name to make it stand out a little bit more. The other thing we can do with text is up here on our toolbar, we can bold, italicize, and underline, right? We can change it to all uppercase, give bullet points, text alignment, obviously left, right, justifications, and center. And then I love this one, the spacing. So if you click on this, you actually have different spacing between lines, and I'll use this as the example. I can do different spacing between the lines. I can stretch it out if I want it to take up more space. I can pull it back to how it was or make it more compacted if I needed to, right? We can also stretch out the words, space in between the words if we choose. Get that back to normal. And you can even space out the individual letters. So depending on what format you're looking for, those are all useful tools. Okay. So does anybody have any questions so far on anything that we've done? Everybody feeling great? Okay. So from this point, if you were going to put this on something and you really prefer doing it from your phone, again, Designer, when you log in, and I apologize, I have a brand new phone as of yesterday. So I don't even know if I've put Designer on here yet. Loving my new phone, by the way. Let me see. While I have this downloading, maybe I'll be able to pop in to that shortly and let you look at my phone. But I can go ahead and just download this. My preferred method of downloading an image is a PNG. And start the download. We forget a lot of stuff, y'all, when we get a new phone. We have to redo everything. I didn't even think about that I didn't have Designer on this phone. So I've downloaded this image to my computer. So I can go about this in a lot of different ways. I use Google Drive. So everything that I share or that I add to my Google Drive actually shows up on my phone. Get back to where I was. Click download one more time. Oh, always make sure you rename your designs, guys, so that you're not looking all over the place. So I can actually say like Market Snap. Maybe, 1/8/2021 or something to that effect so that I'll remember what it was. I'll click download PNG and start. You'll see it says it's preparing here in the upper left-hand corner. And when it's finished, it's going to download, depending on what system you're using. I'm on a PC, so it downloaded down there. And now I have this lovely graphic, and I can pop into Facebook or wherever and share it. So that's one way you can do it. You see how I'm doing with Designer on my phone. And so I always recommend, make several designs. If you're a poster on the go, right? You like to just post stuff from your phone. Go ahead and have several designs saved for yourself. And that way you can post them when you're out. So I can, create a story. I'm not going to actually do this. Create a photo story, and I could upload that image right there. Feeling good? Cool deal. Move back a step. So that was just one example of a social post that you could make. Next up, I want to go ahead and take a look at all of your options here. Obviously, having graphics saved to your phone and your computer that have to do with your app. Look at how many we get, right? So they have these in postcard, social square, flyer, large postcard, standard postcard. So I usually just go with the social squares, and I have several different formats of this saved. And that way you can post it whenever, you know, you just feel like you need to throw something up on social media. Hey, don't forget you can download my app. Here's the link. Done. Right? So that's good to have. Under listings, we have our listing presentation. So I'm going to go into looking at this. I'm going to pick this one today. So I'll let you take a look at what doing your listing presentation and or buyer presentation looks like. You're looking at your template here on the left. It even comes with instructions that you can pop in, right? And this is actually your instructions, not your client's instructions, okay? And so anything that I like from this template, I can click the plus and it's going to pop it over to the right. And you'll see at the bottom, it's adding pages, right? So I don't need to keep these instructions. They were just for me. I can trash them. And so now I'm back to just having the cover page of my listing presentation. Then if I say, okay, I like this page and I like this page, and here's that market snap again. We can always just set this up as our template that we're going to use for all of our listing presentations. And then when we have the specific listing, we can come in and change out the comps, change out the market snapshot, right? So we can just add as many pages as we like, and you can see that they're all here in our pages at the bottom. I actually don't want this one, so I'm going to delete it. So now I'm going to click on this first page, which is going to be my cover page. So if I had, hopefully, a photo of the house saved to my computer, then I could pull it in. If it was previously listed, then you could probably pull it from KWLS. Let me find somebody I know that lists a lot so I can just pull in a photo, because I can't make any promises that I have one on my computer at the moment. Let me hit the plus. Let me see. Let me just pop into MLS and find a pretty house real quick. Oops. It's going right here. Try it MLS. Let's find something pretty. My office, new listings this week. Let's take a look at this one. Not bad. I'm trying to get one that has a decent, that's cute. Okay, so this is MLS number. I'm going to take that and copy it. Obviously, you would have your own listing and your listing photos would be on your computer. I, however, do not actually sell real estate anymore. I only buy referral, so I don't have a listing to use. So there you go. There's that house from the MLS. I looked it up by the MLS number. So I can go ahead and select that house. It's going to pop in all the photos that exist in KWLS. I can pick this front on my design, come to my left and click the replace image so it will size it the same way. Click on this lovely agent's photo, go to my images and replace it with mine. I can click on first name, last name, text, my assets and replace it with my own name, right? So you can see how that could be helpful, right? So let me go to my agent site. There we go. So that replaced that with my agent site. Pop in my number, however I want to do it over here. And drop it down. Okay. Same thing with our logos. I have found that when you replace logos for whatever reason, it changes the way that it's cropped and it makes the box larger, which makes it not as easy, in my opinion, to move around. So I actually prefer to just highlight it and delete it and then pull in whichever logo I'm using for that day and slide it into that position, because I like to keep that more narrow box around it. If I have my own team logo, then I can replace it with that one. Oops. And like I said, it just takes some getting used to. So I'm going to click that one, go to my logos. Oh, it's wanting to default. I see what it's doing. That's okay. I'm just going to pop this in, make it smaller, delete Royals Realtor. It sometimes has that image placeholder behind it. I'm going to delete that too, because mine is actually a square instead of a rectangle. I can drop my own logo. It already says each office is independently owned and operated, which is important, right? So for client name, we can just change it out. We don't have to keep it all caps if we don't want to. You can just highlight and delete. Might want to put a space there. There we go. So that's how you would actually just go through and customize each page that way, right? And then I can come up here again, make sure that you rename your design, listing template. And if I was just setting up my template, I actually wouldn't need to change out any photos of the house or anything. If I just wanted to do all my branding part, pick the pages I want, add my photo, add my contact information, add any, I mean, that listing presentation gets in pretty deep detail. So if I have like my own listing plan and what I promise to do for my clients, I can go ahead and get all of that stuff added in there. Now, I had somebody ask me the other day, they were trying to import a PDF to add it to their listing presentation and they could not get it to work. So if you already have a listing presentation and you have a page from it that you want to use, I'm going to give you the best tip for that right now. So I'm going to open one of my files and just find some random PDF that might be something that I can show you. I'll take this DTD2 schedule. So here's a PDF. Okay. He tried to import the PDF and he just couldn't get it to work. So what I actually helped him do, if you didn't know this, online you can go like PDF if you don't have it on your computer. I think Macs come with this on your computer, but I just do PDF to PNG, which is a image graphic. So I'm going to go ahead and just go like that and go to this PDF converter. I'm going to upload that file, and it was my DTD2 schedule. I wanted to find something that was only one page. Let me see if I can find it. DTD2. I know I have it in here somewhere. those are actually them as. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that PDF in there, and it converted it into an image for me. So I can just download it. Again, I'm on a PC, so I have to actually extract that image real quick. I actually already have it as an image, but just so you guys know. And there it is. There's my image, right? So now in Command, I could add a page. It's just going to be blank. I can come over to Images, click Add, and see this is what he had done. He tried to pull that PDF in, but the formatting didn't work out for him. I think he had multiple layers of graphic saved on that PDF, and it was only pulling in one. And so in my downloads, there is that schedule. And so now you see it's an image over here on my left. And you can just put it on the page, line up the corners because it's the same size, and stretch it to fit. So no matter what was on that page of your previous listing agreement, you could drop it straight in as an image. Cool? So there's lots of stuff that you can do here. And then you can just save it. You can download it if you're ready to use it that day, or you can file, save. And then I'm going to go back a step. If you're like, okay, I'm going to a listing appointment today at 123 Main Street, your listing presentation is right there. You can click use. It's only going to be those pages that you selected, right? So you won't have to go through and select the pages again. And then you will just go in and edit out the listing, the photos, the comparables, etc. A lot of people use like Cloud CMA or some other form of CMA software. You can pull those pages in just like I showed you with that. Does anybody have any questions about that? So that's essentially for print marketing, right? And I want to show you guys when you make something for print. Just get this one open. And you want to download it to actually print it, which I do very little of. When you come up here in the upper right to download, if you wanted to just share this flyer online, you could download it as a PNG, right? But if you're going to download it as a PDF for printing, what I have found the best way to do that is to use high resolution print quality, click the publish settings. I use manual bleed and download a CMYK. That's how I've gotten the best quality print from one of these PDFs. So again, you're downloading PDF, high resolution, manual bleed, download a CMYK, start. It's going to say preparing in the upper left. Let it do its thing. Download ready. There it goes. And there we have our PDF. We can send it to a printer. We can, like a printer that does it professionally, or we could send it to the printer from here and see how it takes it all the way out to the edges. That's how you're going to get the best print out of these. And then of course, when you're using your printer settings, if you want it to actually full bleed, you have to change those settings, or else it's going to automatically have a margin around the outside. Okay. And those are things you'll get used to. And if it has a margin out on the outside, it's not going to kill anybody. It's going to look just beautiful. So don't stress about it. Don't sweat the details, y'all. You can really get yourself in the weeds if you stress the details. Let's see. So does anybody have any questions so far? I mean, It's pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot that you can do in here. We do have business cards, letterhead, email signature. Letterhead obviously isn't very hard to just create in a Word document or publisher document. But I really love the social branding and the flyers for listings, how they connect. Like if you wanted to just quickly do a just listed, I'm going to use that same, this time we'll do a social square. I'm going to use that same little listing in King because it was super cute. And I mean, they've tested these designs, y'all, like major hard eyes. People love emojis. Play into it, right? Use stuff with emojis on it. It catches people's attention. That's what they're used to seeing. Very easy design to share. Major hard eyes. Take that picture and highlight it. Come over to the KWLS. Pull up that listing that you just got. We're going to search by MLS number. I've put the MLS number in. It's going to pull up those photos again. This was our listing. Find something cute. Kind of like that fireplace. Unfortunately, this listing is not, oops, excuse those dogs barking. I think Tim's already experienced those dogs barking before. Is PDF to PNG an extension or an app? There's both. You can just literally go online and type PDF to PNG in the search bar and it will take you straight there. So I'm just going to take this image because I love that scene, right? How quiet and peaceful that looks. So major hard eyes done. Switch out our logo. Like I said, I just like to delete it. Pop in a new one. And you'll see what I mean. Like if I really want to stick with the white aesthetic of this, I could just pull in the white logo and move that down. If I didn't want to bring in, I wanted to keep that emoji having the only red in the scene, I can just pull in that white logo there. Done. Right? You post it, just listed, automatically people are going to start saying, what's the address? Where is that? How much is it? Blah, blah, blah. Don't give everything away, y'all. Give a snack, not a meal. Give them a little bit, draw them in, and get into a conversation with them saying, you know, oh, well, I'll send you a private message. And then you can say, you know, this is in King. Are you looking right now? And start a conversation, because that's the whole point of our marketing efforts, is to get people to reach out to us so that we can in turn start a two-way conversation and maybe eventually turn them into a client. Or maybe their child is looking. Maybe their parents are looking to downsize. Maybe their coworker is looking to move, right? So that is what we're looking to do. I was actually preparing for a class this morning that I'm going to be teaching, and the numbers are astounding on, let me see if I can even get that over. Present. There we go. So this lead generation funnel that is going to be in the book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent version 2. Don't have a release date for that yet, but I cannot wait to read it. Has taken these basic fundamentals that have always been in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, right? This is the lead generation model that we've always known, which just put in a different way. And they've added in where command fits into this whole situation, right? So prospecting and marketing, your campaigns, your agent site, including your mobile app, and your designs, which we're looking at today. This is what we're doing to capture some contacts and leads, right? We're using these pieces of command so that we can push those people down into our funnel, make them leads, or connect with them. Because if it's my neighbor, for instance, and I know that they just bought their house, that's fine. They will eventually know somebody who's going to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, or they themselves might get a new job or have something happen to a parent you know, any kind of life event is what sparks people to move. You want to stay in contact with those people. So you want to connect to these people. And that is what Command is here to help you do. So post that stuff, make it get you attention. I was, when Facebook first came out, I was very guilty of oversharing, right? Then they don't need to talk to me if I give them everything. Now, I'm not saying don't ever share, you know, the link to your website, right? We do want to do that. But if it's a specific listing, tease them a little bit and get them to get in touch with you. I had somebody ask the other day on the terms of that. Let me see if I can find that MLS. Somebody asked me, it just came to me as we were chatting. What was the address of that house? My Zoom bar keeps being in my way. And if this was listed too recently, it may or may not pull up for me. There it is. So yes, right now, if you pull up on your agent site a listing, and then you go and copy that link and go on into Facebook and go to your business page, and then put in the link, we're not getting an image. You know, some things that you share, you do get an image. That's okay. I still want to drive people to my website. If I'm driving traffic to a website, I want it to be mine, because if they ask for more information on this property, Command is going to capture that contact's information and put it into my Command account, right? And they're going to come in as a lead if they create a account on my agent website. So that you saw how quick it was for me to make that quick little graphic. Share the link, and then you can just add the photo that we just made. Did I even download that photo? One sec. You download a PNG. And I mean, these are all part of our marketing efforts, y'all. We need to be, you know, marketing ourselves. Listings, yes, we want to get them sold so we can get paid. But for every listing that we get, we also want to get some buyers, right? So there you go. There's the properties link for my website, and there's the picture. Done. Post it. Anybody have any questions on that? It just came to me that somebody asked the other day about when they shared from their website that it did not have a picture. And sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. It's, you know, those are the first iterations of our website, and they're supporting 180,000 or 87,000 now agents' websites, and it's just one of the kinks that they're working out. Something else I once said about working in designs, it does kind of take you out of the Command ecosystem. So, you know, you did lose all of your applications and your applets over here on the left-hand side of Command. You can have multiple Command windows open at any given time. And I quite often do, because if I'm working on come on, internet. My kids must be doing something online. I just bogged out a little bit. If I'm working in my campaigns and setting up my campaigns for the month of February, I might decide, I really want to put this design into this social post. So I don't want to have to come out of scheduling my whole month of February here just to go into designs to make that post. So I can just come in here, create the design real quick and save it, and then pop right back to where I was and add the photo in, right? So you can have multiple stuff open. And then if you're Kelly Dings and tells you that somebody just answered a text message from you in Command, then you can open another window and go up to your notifications. Or if you found out that, you know, something got returned in compliance, you can open another window and address that. So with that being said, we have 15 minutes left, and this is usually when I stop for questions, but you guys have been awful quiet. So does anybody have any questions, or do you want to see anything else in designs?
Monica, if you covered that, I had to step away, just tell me and I'll get with you another time. As far as landing pages go, if I were to post a landing page on Facebook, what happens? They see the landing page, will it take them to the website? I don't really understand that.
So if you created a separate landing page, we didn't even really go into landing pages today, Jennifer. We were looking at social media posts. What Jennifer is talking about is when you are in here, in the consumer site, when you go to create a new site and you can create a standalone page, create page, and I've already got one, so I'm not going to go through redoing that. Here's one that I've already made. So this is just a featured listing landing page. It's not connected to my agent site. It's just a standalone web page. Okay. But what I did was I added this. So interested, let's talk. So say that I took this link and shared it on my Facebook page, right? And somebody came to it. If they were like, ooh, I really like this house, then they could actually say, you know, I got to think of somebody that have to come up with a fake person, because command is no longer allowing, which I'm glad for, duplicate email addresses in our accounts. So let me see, Betsy Buyer at gmail.com 336-575-1110. I'm not a robot. Send. We'll give that a minute. And now that I think about it, I don't think I've put Kelly on my new phone yet either. I was trying to move everything over yesterday. I know y'all probably, oh, I did put it on there. I know y'all probably all have gotten new phones before, and I was trying to move all 187 of my apps over with the sync. It didn't like that, and it kept getting stuck. So I just hand selected a few. See if I can get myself into Kelly real quick. So Kelly would have just dinged and told me that something happened. Let me log in. And in command, I would also get a notification. New lead info captured 1 minute ago. So that's what would happen. I can click on it and it's going to open. Oh, it went into my team. It's going to open where the contact went. Right, and show me their info. So that is how that's going to roll. And Jennifer, this will help you because you're on a team. I know, Tim, you're not on, you're in the PC coaching team. Kathy, I'm not sure if you're on a team or not. This claim came in as an unassigned lead. So I'd either have to claim the contact and share it with my team, or if I had lead routing, I don't have an actual team. It's just my MCA and me that are on a team, and our director of agent services. So I can use team functionality. So I don't have lead routing set up. But if I did have lead routing set up, I could route anything that comes in to those landing pages to a certain agent or whatever. And that's where it would go. Since you guys do not have a bunch of questions, I want to go ahead and also show you. Oh, and when you create those landing pages, you would actually go back into designs to edit them. So if you needed to make a change on it, it would be done in designs, even though you started it in the consumer app. So that's why Jennifer was asking about those. So I'm going to hit X up here. So I want you guys to see when I come back into designs, what I mean. So these are all the different categories that you could have made in designs, including your landing pages. So there's the one that I made on the 7th. This is where you would go to edit it once you made it. Right, so if this was just the format I used every time I got a new listing, then I could just configure my widgets again, browse listings, and switch this out for this week's featured listing, right? And just select that one. I don't even know where it is, but save and apply, and now it would have changed it to this listing. Oh, it's in Iowa. Never been there. But that's how that would work. And so no, I'm not going to save those changes. And it's going to take me back. So since we have 9 more minutes, if you guys want me to, I wanted to go over, I usually do a whole class just on email. But I'll go ahead and show you quickly how to make an email. So I know we're all about email sometimes. Let me try that again. Email, next. So KWRI has given us a bunch of templates. So what's coming up? Valentine's Day. So I can actually just click on their Valentine's Day and click next. It's already got stuff there. That where the asterisks are means that it's already got my branding done because of my marketing profile. Dear contact first name, that's a merge field. So for every contact, it's going to change the name. If you see anything in the squared off brackets, it is not, and it doesn't have the stars, it is not a merge field. That means that you need to delete it and replace it with whatever you want. So for instance, the Happy New Year one had a bracket that said, can you believe another year has passed, in bracket, name your city. You needed to actually delete that and put the name of your city in there. But anywhere that you see the asterisks, that means it's going to change it over. All this stuff is done for me. That stuff is done for me. So this is it. I can just have this classic Happy Valentine's Day thing set up. I can actually preview it. It's got my logo there. If I wanted to change it out, I could have deleted it and put like my team logo there, for instance. And it's going to change it to whoever it is. You can see it's branded to me here at the bottom. Company logo, team logo, disclaimer, done. Right? So it's pretty easy when you're using those. I could just click save and say, you know, this is Monica's Happy Valentine's Day for 2021. Save. If I wanted to add something in there, like Happy Valentine's Day and here's my featured listing for the week, you know, then I could drag it over. I could drag over the listing widget and add it somewhere to my design, right? In the same way that in the designs previously that we looked at, we can just hit this little pin, can select my listing from the KWLS, and I'm just going to look up 27104, search. See if I can find something near me. I'll just pull up that same one. I think, oh, I already changed what's on my clipboard. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up by the MLS number again. Gonna pull in that little King house is getting some love today. Copy. When you have your own listings, it makes it a lot easier. So there she is. Go ahead and click it. And I want that photo. I'm going to click select and done. And it will eventually load this picture in here. And then it's already got all of this in there. And I could say, here's my featured listing for the week. For more information, visit my website and put the link to my website. I can pull over a button. You can do all kinds of things with these emails. So you can just use KWs that they gave you and not do anything to them. You can customize what KW gave you, or you can actually create your own. These are some that I've created already. For instance, I think I did some different stuff with this. Next. So if you have a blog, if you have another place that you go, you could type your simple message, think about painting in 2021, check out these eye-catching painting tips on my blog, give them a graphic to look pretty, and when they click on my blog, it will actually take them to my website where I have my blog. Right? So you have a lot of options that you can do there in designs now. All right, well, we have 4 minutes left. I'm going to leave it open for questions, comments, concerns.
You said that at one point that there will be team functionality for designs and campaigns. Do you know when that's going to happen?
I do not give dates any longer. It's bitten me in the butt one too many times. I know that it is on the roadmap. I know that family reunion is coming up next month, and we always get big new shiny toys at family reunion and mega camp. So I make no guarantees, warranties as to when that is coming out, but they are working on teamifying designs, campaigns, and you'll see, you know, when I'm in my contacts, for instance, and I'm me, single agent Monica, instead of the team. And then I try to go to campaigns. I'm going to get a flag that says, eventually, my internet's never this slow. It's weird. I must be working on something in here and it didn't do it. Go to designs and see if it'll say it. Normally I get a flag up top that says we've switched you out of your personal account. Oh wait, I went backwards. Don't mind me. I've been on too many Zooms today. Let me try this again. There we go. I need to be on my team. And then when I try to go to do something that's not teamified yet, I will get a flag that says, we've switched you over to your individual command account as we work to add team functionality to this application. So those are, you know, they're going to be working on designs, campaigns, I think tasks, next, or those are going to be the next things to get teamified, but not yet. The cool thing though is if somebody else makes a design that you like, it's not my favorite functionality, but it's still all right. You know, if they share it with you as a graphic, you can like put a block over it that matches it and move their name. Like if it says their name and all that stuff, just put, and it's on a blue background, match the blue, put a block over it and drop your own stuff on top of the block. Or if it's a PDF, you can actually get into, I just need to get back into that other ecosystem by clicking on something, go back a step. Into my workspace. And when I go to the My Designs field, I can start from blank if I just want to make my own thing, or I can actually import a PDF that somebody else made. And I have done that and changed out the information to be mine, because we're a company of sharing and caring. And if somebody makes something really cool, then I want to use it, then I'm going to use it and make it look like it's mine, which there's no problem with doing. So you can just pull in a, I have no idea what that is, but we're going to find out. trust triangle. Obviously I upload way too, or I save way too many things, so there's no telling. Give it a minute to load. It'll be in here somewhere, but it uploads a PDF. This is one of those. I uploaded this PDF that I had made in like Publisher. Oh, there it is, Trust Triangle. So then I can actually open it. It's going to try to convert it into something editable for me. The problem is it has to like change out fonts. So you just have to pick one. And it's going to ask you all these questions, but it's going to turn it into something editable. So you can do it that way. Good? All right. If that's it, I will see you guys later. Tim, I think I have a one-on-one with you at 2:15 if I'm not mistaken. So I'll see you then. I'm going to run and grab some lunch real quick. But I had fun with all you guys. Next time, come chat with me.
Thank you,
right.
Monica.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.